you are missing one of the most scalable, best ways to build that generational wealth.
Hey guys, Cody Sperber, the Clever Investor here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I got something super awesome for you. We're always talking about breaking free of the rat race here on this channel. So if you're new, you're gonna love this video because I am bringing on one of my good friends. Her name is Veena Jetti. She is an absolute monster in the multifamily space. She has over like $800 million worth of multifamily properties. She's who I go to get mentored on multifamily investments. If I ever have something I come across I'm thinking about buying, I always run it by Veena. Well, I had her speak at this year's Clever Summit and she knocked my socks off. So I think you're really gonna like this video. So check it out. And if you do like it, smash that like button. Make sure you drop me a comment down below and share this video with a friend because multifamily investing is one of the best ways to get out of the rat race and live life on your own terms. But don't take that from me. Man, listen to Veena Jetti.
For those of you that don't know me, I am Veena Jetti. I am the founder of a company called Vive Funds. I'm a large multifamily owner-operator. I target 200 units and up, $75 million and up in Texas, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Arizona. Right now, my portfolio, we would have transacted on just over $800 million in assets at the close of Q2 this year. So, I'm really excited to share with you guys how you can get started. So we're gonna go through some of the key ways you can start today. All right, so first and foremost, how many of you want to build generational wealth? Okay, now keep your hands up if you have multifamily in your portfolio today. Okay, if you answered yes to the first question and then put your hand down, you are missing one of the most scalable, best ways to build that generational wealth. Multifamily is not just highly scalable, it has the best Sharpe ratio, meaning it has the best risk-adjusted return of any asset class over the last 30 years. And it's one of the most tax-efficient investment vehicles available to everybody in this room. Multifamily is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It is a build wealth slow strategy. So it's going to take time, but you are setting up not just your financial future, your kids' financial future, your grandkids, your great-grandkids. If you look to the wealthiest people in the world, every single one of them will have some form of multifamily in their portfolio, and you should too. If I ask you why you guys haven't invested in multifamily yet, most of you are gonna give me the same common objections, right? You're gonna tell me I don't have enough time, I have kids, I have 2 kids, I have twin toddlers, and I still invest into multifamily. You're gonna tell me that I don't have the money. You don't need the money to get started, and we're gonna talk about how. I thought multifamily was only for millionaires and billionaires. Multifamily is for everybody. Everybody, including myself, who built a portfolio starting from $0, sat where you guys are today. It's not too late. So I come from a real estate family. My parents are immigrants. They came here with $26 in their pocket. They never invested into multifamily. I'm actually the first in my family to invest in multifamily. But what they did was they gave me a foundation of real estate to understand why real estate was such a powerful tool in our portfolio. And I was able to take that and scale it up. Imagine what my parents could have done if they had a Clever Summit 30 years ago when they started investing. So there's 5 things we're gonna go over on what you can do today to start. So I want you to take out your pens and your notepads because we're gonna hit these really quickly, but they're actionable items that everybody can do. First and foremost, I want you to think about the top 5 markets that you want to be invested in. And be specific. Don't tell me I want to invest in North Carolina. Tell me you want to invest into Charlotte, North Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, whatever those markets are. I want you to write down those 5 markets. Okay, everyone with me?
Yep.
All right, easy enough, right? Everyone can do that. Next, we're gonna go to loopnet.com. For those of you guys that don't know, LoopNet is like the Zillow of commercial real estate investing. And I'm gonna save you a lot of time. None of the deals that I do are ever on LoopNet. It's like finding a needle in a haystack because an investor like me has already cherry-picked them before they hit the LoopNet website. So what we're gonna go there for is we're gonna search in those target markets that you just wrote down for multifamily. And we're gonna download every single broker OM or offering memorandum. We're gonna download the financials, the T12, the pro forma. And what we wanna do is we wanna start, one, looking for patterns. So we'll start seeing trends emerge in those markets. Second, we're gonna go to every broker that has listed a deal there, and we're gonna reach out and introduce ourselves to them. I'm Veena Jetti. I love the Charlotte market. As you know, it's the #1 STEM job growth in the country. It makes me really excited. I need to be in this market. I target assets that are 200 units and up, $75 million and up. Whatever your buy criteria is, you're gonna share that with them, and you're gonna be asked to be added to their list. They want to sell you a deal. That's how they make money, when you buy the deal from them. So you're gonna get on every broker list you can, and you are going to cultivate that relationship. The next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna build your experience. You guys have heard fake it till you make it? No one's heard of that?
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna fake it till we make it. How are we gonna build our experience? You're gonna go and you're gonna Google multifamily property managers in all of those markets. You're gonna find the top 3 and you're gonna reach out to them and ask them for a corporate brochure. They might say, hey, we have 50,000 units across the Sun Belt with 10,000 of those being in North Carolina. Great, guess what? Your team just gained the experience of 50,000 units across the Sun Belt, and you're gonna leverage their portfolio and their resume to make your team stronger. Next, you're gonna go and find sponsors. So you're gonna find a sponsor like myself or other sponsors that are doing what you want to be doing. And you're gonna go to their website and you're gonna sign up in their investor portal. It is free. There's no reason you guys should not be on 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 sponsors' websites. And the reason for that is you're gonna get deal flow from me. One, you're gonna get deal flow that is gonna show you what trends are happening in the market ahead of time. So if you were on my list 3 or 4 years ago, you would have seen me putting out deals at 20% IRRs with 8% cash on cash. Today, you'll see 12 to 15% IRRs with 6% cash on cash. So you want to start recognizing those so you know how to talk to your investors and you're staying up to date on current market trends. Secondly, we are the people you want to partner with. Whether you want to passively invest with me and never think about any of this stuff again, or you want to actively invest, you need to cultivate those relationships so that you can come to me and say, hey, Veena, I want to work with you. I have deal flow. Here's a deal that I think fits your buy criteria. How can we partner together on this? The next thing you're gonna say to me is, Veena, I have a $10 million deal I wanna do. I need $3 million and I don't have that money. So we're gonna raise capital. We're going to leverage OPM, other people's money. The first call I make, even a decade later, is to my securities attorney. He's sitting right here, so he's watching me closely. So I call my securities attorney and say, hey, I wanna know what the most recent SEC updates are. What can I say, what can't I say? After that, I want you guys to do this before you leave this weekend. I want you to make a list of 100 people that you know in your network, and it doesn't have to be your best friend. It can be the other mom at the PTA meeting. It can be your golf buddy. It doesn't matter. 100 people that you think have $50,000 to $100,000 to invest in real estate. And you're gonna approach them, and this is what you're gonna say before you have a deal. You're gonna call them up and you're gonna say, hey, Susie Smith, I've always admired you. I've always thought you were a really smart individual and a really astute investor. I am in multifamily and I'm so excited about it. And you're gonna talk about all the benefits of multifamily. And you're gonna say, I don't have any deals right now, but I was wondering if I could send you my next deal to get your feedback and your input on the deal. You're not saying, Susie, I need $100,000 from you. You're gonna send the deal for feedback. One of three things is gonna happen when you do that. She's gonna say, I love this deal. How can I be involved? How can I invest into this deal? That's easy, great. The second thing you're gonna get, I like this deal, but I have some follow-up questions, which you're gonna answer and take the time to make sure she understands the deal. And the third is gonna be, yeah, I'm not gonna invest in this, or I wouldn't be interested in this, and you're gonna wanna follow up on that. So a no is far more telling than a yes, and I always look for that feedback. If you say yes to investing in my deal, I know why you like my deal. I liked my deal enough to do it. But if you tell me no, tell me why. Is it not the right time? Okay, I'll follow up in 6 months when I have a different deal. Is it that you don't understand the risk? Are you worried about inflation? Are you worried about interest rate risk? Those are objections that you can overcome. I agree, interest rates are going up. We're concerned about it too. We're spending more money than we've ever spent today on buying rate caps to mitigate that risk. We are leveraging to only 66% when normally we would have leveraged to 75 or 80%. So there are two takeaways you guys are gonna take from this. The first one is it's never too late to start. Don't be the person that looks back 10 years from now and wonders why you didn't start today. You have the time now. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. And secondly, and I can't stress this enough, is find a community to help you. Every single one of us on this stage this whole weekend, we all have a community. We have someone to help us, to guide us, to teach us. Understanding the power of a network or a mastermind or just being in these rooms can take your portfolio from the 0 to 800 million in a decade. Wow. So the power of a community, I just want to touch on that and then we'll wrap up here. You're not going to these masterminds or networking events to learn what NOI is, right? You can Google that. We all have a phone in our pocket, on our wrist. Information is not what we're seeking here. What we're seeking is a mindset, it's an experience, and it is someone who understands investments, right? Having access, being able to call the Codys and Coles of the world up and ask them, hey, what do I do about X, Y, and Z problem? By accessing these networks and these communities, you don't have to make the mistakes I had to make. These things did not exist when I started. They didn't exist when my parents started. Imagine if 30 years ago, my parents built an $800 million multifamily portfolio. What would they have been setting me up for? What could I set my kids up for? Imagine where we would be. So the question isn't, why should you start today? It's what happens if you don't? How are you going to build that generational wealth without taking these steps? What are you leaving for your kids and your grandkids? And the other thing I'll say about these networks and masterminds is they are proven investors. They've invested in the most important thing from the beginning, themselves. The same thing each and every one of you guys did to be here today. By buying that ticket, you invested in yourself, and that is the first step to building that $800 million portfolio. So again, I just want to say thank you to Cole and Cody for building this community, building this network, allowing me to be here. Thank you to every one of you for spending your Saturday morning with me. I'm Veena Jetti.